Hey guys, today we are going to build Twitter clone, and in this build you are going to learn a lot of stuff guys. Yeah, really a lot of stuff. So we will be using Next.js, NextAuth, Firebase, as well as context API and a lot more. So as I said earlier, you guys are going to learn a lot of stuff from this build. So let's check it out how it's working. So let's make a post here. We can select images also, and I can just write something like say study time. Then I will add a bunch of emoji. For emoji I am using emoji mart library, which I am going to tell you guys how you can use it also. And if you press on this tweet button, it's going to fade out, everything is faded, and it's going to upload our tweet. Yeah, so study time, it's our tweet is here, and as you can see we have this like button. We can like this tweet, we can unlike this tweet, we have this delete option, and also we have this reply option. If I select this reply, then I can say, then we can see the reply thing here. So I can say let's add a reply and click to it, and it's going to take us to a different page guys. Here the URL changes, as you can see the URL is changes. And by the way guys, this is a deployed app. As you can see, it's deployed on Vercel. So we are also going to deploy our build, not just going to run it in the local environment. So here we can see here we have one reply, that's why it's showing one here, and we can take back from this arrow, and we have one here again. This is my reply, and this is my tweet. And if we tweet from different account, then it's not going to show the delete icon here. Suppose this tweet is not mine, so it's showing the retweet button instead of delete button. So it's showing the retweet button instead of delete button. So we can again like and dislike post, as I said earlier. And if I just log in from a different account, if I click here, we log out. This is our login page, and we can log in with our Google account. So this time I'm using the Brave Coders account, and you will see there's no delete button here because this tweet was tweeted by Abdul Muqit and not Brave Coders. That's why this is not showing the delete button. So let's add one more tweet. Hello there, and then a bunch of emoji. And immediately guys, you can see the hello there is here, and if I click on this trash icon, it should delete it. So I click and it's gone. So this is what we are going to make today. So this has the reply functionality. As I can, if I will click on this post, it's going to open it's a detailed type page where we have this ID here, and this ID is unique across all the posts, and we can add our reply here. So if I say add a reply, or we can just say replying, and click OK. So here replying is here from the Brave Coders, and now it's showing 2, so it has 2 reply now. So this is what we are going to make today, and guys, this is fully responsive. If I just open my DevTools and go to mobile screen, then you can see it's responsive. Even on mobile phone it's responsive. And if I go in the responsive mode and I show you guys what is going on here, so if I can just show you like this, so sidebar is open here. As soon as I resize the window, you can see sidebar is collapsed, and if I resize a lot more, then this right bar is gone, and then if I resize it, then this is going to hide the sidebar, completely hide the sidebar at this point, and then we can see we have fully responsive website. If I can show you from here, we can make it a lot smaller, guys. It's not going to break. See, it's even looking good at this width. Nothing is breaking, everything is looking awesome. So this is what we are going to make today. I hope you guys are excited. So let's get started. So first of all, I'm going to open my CMD where I want to create the project. I want to create the project in E drive, then inside project, and then inside YT folder. So I'm going to do npx create next app, and app name I will say Twitter YT, and hit enter. It's going to take a couple of minutes. Now I will cd into the folder I have created. Now I will write code and dot to open my VS Code in this folder. Now I will close this CMD, we don't need it here, and my VS Code is here. And now I will go into the pages, and in index.js I'm going to remove everything from main to footer, and I will just leave it empty right now. Now we are going to install Tailwind CSS. So for Tailwind, we will go Tailwind website, get started, and we'll go framework guides and Next.js. We have created our project by doing these two steps. Now we will do this two step. So inside VS Code, I'm going to open. So inside VS Code, I'm going to open the terminal and just paste this npm install -g tailwind post auto prefixer. It's done, and now I'm going to do this step. Okay, so two files are created, that is post.config.css and tailwindconfig.css. I will open tailwindconfig.css and copy everything from here and just paste this in. Okay, now I'll go back and copy this and paste into global style. So inside styles, I will delete this home module.css. I don't need it anymore. Inside global, I'm going to just paste this. So that's it for now, and now I will go back and try to see if everything is working correctly. Now I will do npm run dev. I will open localhost 3000. Okay, so we need to remove the import statement from here, and we don't need next image also. And this div, now it should work. Yeah, it's working right now. So our setup is okay. Now we can go and start working on other stuffs. So first of all, we need to do authentication. So we are going to do NextAuth. Using NextAuth, we are going to do authentication. So first of all, I'm going to go and search NextAuth. So we will firstly install it. I will open one more terminal and install it using npm NextAuth. NextAuth is really easy, guys, and its documentation is really good. We can just follow the documentation and everything else will be okay. So go back to the documentation. We are done with this step. Now inside the API folder, we are going to create this file, pages, inside pages, then API, then /auth. We are going to create this file. So I'm going to copy this and go back to the VS Code, and inside pages we will go inside API, and inside API we will create a folder called auth, and inside auth we are going to create this file. Okay, and in this file we are going to copy paste this one, and instead of GitHub we are going to use Google. So I will write Google ID, Google client ID, Google client secret. So in a minute I am going to show you what is Google client ID and what is Google client secret. For now, let's just stick with that. And here we will write Google provider, and instead of GitHub we will do Google. And here Google provider as well. Okay, looking good. Now go back here. We are going to do this. So I will go in app.js, underscore app.js, and write something like this. We will have a session and then page props. So we will import session from session provider. We will import session provider from NextAuth/React, and we will wrap our whole application with this session provider. So for that we are going to do session provider session equals to session, and let's move this one up. So we have wrapped our app.js we have wrapped our application with session provider. So now we can use session in everywhere, wherever we need. Okay, so let's go back and register get our client ID and client secret from Google. So for that I'm going to register a Firebase app, because we are going to use Firebase in this build. So I'm going to search for Firebase and I will go here, go to console, and I will quickly change the account. Create a project name I will write Twitter-YT. Click continue. We don't need Google Analytics, just create the project. It's going to take a while, so just wait for a bit. So it's done here, and I'm going to say, for now I'm going to go to project overview and then authentication, and in authentication we are going to do get started. And we will choose Google, since we want Google authentication, and we will enable this. And as soon as we enabled email not configure, so just write an email ID, then click save. Go here again, and this is our client ID and this is our client secret. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go back to the VS Code and client ID. I'm going to create a env file, because we don't want to share our client ID and client secret with anyone. So I will write .env.local and Google client ID equals this one. Client secret, this one is client secret. So I'm just copy pasting so that I don't want to do any typos here, that's why I'm copy pasting. Okay, so we have our client ID and then client secret, and we can fetch the value of this using process.env, which is going on, which is what here, process.env.google client ID. It will refer to that string, this string here, this one. Okay, and then client secret is this one. Okay, so far so good. Now what we will do is we will attach a secret here also. So it will be like it will be called secret. So if I will control a space, then se secret process dot env dot next auth secret. We will create this one also in our process.env, and you can type just anything, whatever you want. Okay, looking good. Okay, this is our NextAuth secret. Okay, we have given our secret to NextAuth also, and now For now this is okay. Let's work on the login page now. So I'll go back to index, and in index I'm going to use session, which is a hook provided by NextAuth. So I'm going to do const data session equals to use session, and I'm going to say if session, if not session, return our login component, which we are going to create in a moment. So we are going to create components folder. Inside components we are going to create login.js, and I'm going to do RAFCE to create a basic React template. Okay, so if you want to know how I did this, then you have to visit this extension. It's called React Redux, this one, ES7 React Redux. This extension is which gives you snippets like RAFCE, like C. It has this type of snippets which we can use. Okay, so if we will visit our app, let's see what is going on here. Okay, so login is not defined. We need to import login inside index.js. I did the auto import. For that you have to just go to the end of the component or anything, just press Ctrl plus space, and it's going to show you the auto import thingy. Okay, it's showing login because we don't have any session right now. So let's create our login page first, and then we can do the session thingy also. So let's go back in the VS Code, and in login we will have a div with a class name of grid column 2, and we will have another div, this time with class name vg dash, and I'm going to provide a custom color. So this is Twitter color, and height of screen grid, place item center, and we are going to use React icons for our icon. So let's go quickly install React icons. So if just change the terminal, let's go to the browser first and search for React icons. So let's do this to install. And then we are going to search for Twitter icon. So this one is looking good for me, so let's just copy this and go back. Let's install. Let's close this and do import this from React icons /bs, because it's starting with bs Twitter, so we have to provide bs. Okay, now let's just do this. vs tutor class name text of white and text of size 200 pixels. Looks okay. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so our tutor icon is here. So good, so far so good. Take another div and class name grid, place item center. Okay, and on the click of this button we are going to do some stuff. We are going to take this icon from Google React icon, class name and I'm going to write sign in with Google. Okay, looking great. Let's see how it's looking. Okay, we have to import this icon also from React icons. So if let me see if it's auto import is working. No, we have to manually import it. Let's see, this should work now. Okay, our sign in with Google is working good. We will go to the global style.css and we will do a bunch of things here. First of all, what we will do, we will take target our body. So we will take layer base, and this is how you do it inside Tailwind. Body, and we are going to apply BG black. Good. Let's see how this is looking now. Looking awesome. Our button is also looking awesome. And now on the click of this button we should be able to redirect to the Google. So let's add that functionality also. So go back to the login, and inside here we will do on click. Sign in we will import from NextAuth. Sign in we will import from NextAuth, and we will pass Google. Let's check if it's working now. Click, and it's redirecting us, and of course it's going to show us the error because we have not set the redirect URI and everything else. So Now let's go back to Google Cloud Console. So let's write Google Cloud Console. Let's go here, and inside here we are going to change our account first. Select Twitter IT project. If you have multiple projects, make sure you go into the all project and then find the project which you are going to work. As for me, it's Twitter YT because that is the name I have given to the project. So I have selected this project and then select here and go to API and credentials, and inside credential we are going to click on web client OAuth 2.0, web client created by Google services. We are going to click here and we are going to add localhost 3000 here, localhost 3000. Good. And for the redirect URI we are also going to change redirect URI to localhost 3000 slash auth slash google slash callback. Okay, so this is localhost 3000 slash auth slash google slash callback. Okay, now just save this and we will go to the consent screen, and in the consent screen we are going to rename the project to Twitter maybe. Just select save and continue. Just select save and continue. Again save and continue, and finally back to dashboard. Okay, so we have renamed our project and we have authorized the access of this. So let's go back to localhost 3000. Let's reload once and then click, and okay, access block, Twitter's request is invalid. Okay, let me see. Redirect URI mismatch. Inside the credential, let's go again. Localhost 3000 we have added it, and we have also added localhost 3000 slash auth slash google slash callback. Okay, let's go back and reload the page and click sign in with Google. Okay, so we have missed this API thing, I think. So I'm just going to copy this whole line here and close this one and go back to credential and go back here in redirect, authorize redirect URI. I'm going to paste this and then click save. Go back and then I'm going to click one more time. Now this is working, guys. So this is showing us the account we have. So I'll select my account, and it should redirect us to our app. Yes, everything is working, and we are no longer seeing the login component. Instead, we are seeing this hello world. Why this is? Because at this line here is index.js, we are saying if no session then login, otherwise if session then no need to do login thingy again. So we are logged in right now. So now let's work on the different part. Let's work on the sidebar now. So for sidebar, I'm going to remove this stuff, and I'm going to add a main tag and style it a little bit. Relative max width of 1400 pixel, mx auto, and relative is spelled wrong. And now inside here we will make a component called sidebar, and inside here we are going to import sidebar. My auto import is not working, so I have to manually import this. Okay, so let's go into sidebar and do RFCE. Looking great. We will give a bunch of style. So class, first of all, hidden in mobiles, and SM is for a smaller device, it will be flex, and flex column. Fixed height of full, and border right, border gray 400, and padding right 0, Excel padding right 8, and inside this div we are going to do, this is what we are going to make, guys. Let me show you. So we have this border here. Okay, looking good. So this is the section which we are working right now to make this section, this sidebar thingy. And inside here we are going to write Twitter YT, again go back to sidebar. Now take another div, and this time class name flex items center, justify center, width 14, height 14, and we are going to add a custom class called hover effect and padding 0 xl ml dash 24. Okay, looking good. Now we are going to add an icon here. So again we are going to do bs Twitter, and we are going to import it from React icons. Text white, okay, let's see what we have right now. So we have this thingy here, and this is the hover effect which I was talking about. We are going to create a class called hover effect. So let's go and create the class right now. So inside our global.css, I will write @layer components dot hover effect at apply hover bg dash 181818 rounded full cursor pointer transition duration 300. Okay, so this is our hover class. Now go back to sidebar and let's see if it's working. Yeah, our hover effect is here, it's working. So go back to sidebar again. Now after this div we will take a div and class name space y2 mt4 mb 2.5 and xl ml24. Now we are going to create a sidebar link component. So let's go and create it. Sidebar link.js. Quickly do RFC here and go back in sidebar, and inside here we are going to import sidebar link component. Sidebar link component, and we pass props called text, which will be home, and then icon, which will be AI fill home. We have to import this icon. Let's go to the sidebar link component, and in here we are going to do class text d9 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 flex items center justify center excel justify start text excel and space x3 hover effect and px of 4 and py of 2 and with fit content. Now we will accept some props here. First one is text and then icon, and inside here we are going to do icon and take a span with a class name of hidden by default, and in Excel it's going to be inline, and we will write text here. Looks good. Now let's see how it is looking here. Yeah, so our home icon is already here, looking great. Now let's quickly go and grab all the icons. So these are the icons we need, and I'll just quickly import the icons from React Icons, copy the imports and paste them in. Okay, let's go and check this out. This is looking awesome, guys, looking awesome. If we try to resize the window, then you can see it's responsive and it will be hidden here. Okay, so this is it. Let's go back and work on it again. Sidebar component. Outside of this div, we will take a button. This will be tweet button. We will do class name hidden by default. In Excel inline, ml auto bg hash 1d9bf0 text white rounded full width 52 height 52 pixel, text lg, font bold, hover bg dash hash 1a8 cd8. Okay, and it's going to set to it. Let's see if this is here or not. Okay, so our tweet button is here and hover effect is also working. Let's go and make this section now. This section, this one, the user login button which says user login, which shows which user login. Okay, let's take a div and inside this div I'm going to take a class name text d9 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 flex item center justify center empty auto hover effect excel ml auto excel mr5 and px of 4 py of 2 and on click sign out. We are going to sign out, import our sign out from NextAuth, and in here we will go and take an image tag, and src will be session dot user dot image height of 10, width of 10, rounded full, XL margin right 2.5. Let's see if this is working. Okay, so session is now defined. We are going to import session here, use session from use session. So I will do const data is session equals to use session. Now it should work. Okay, here we go. It's here, but somehow the image is not. We have this URL. If I go to this URL, what we get? We get this image, guys. So it's working. It's just not displaying here right now. Sometimes it's happened with the Google. If I'll just reload this build, also you can see the images will be gone. I think so. Let's try. Nope, image is here in this case. So in this case it should be here also. Yeah, the image is here, loaded correctly this time. Okay, so let's go continue working on this one. Let's take a div, then class hidden excel inline leading 5 in h4 class font bold session, and I'm doing optional chaining here so that we can stay at the safe side. If there's no session, then it won't. If there's no session, then it won't show any error or something like that. That's why I'm doing optional chaining here. So we need something called say user.tag, which we don't have in our session, so we can create it. I'll show you how to create it just in a minute. And inside here we will do bs 3 dot, this is an icon, and a class name of h5 hidden by default. In Excel it's inline, and ml10. Okay, so looking good, but it's way too offset. Some styling are missing here, that's why it's showing something like this. So let me quickly check what I missed here. Okay, so this one will be negative. Let's check now. Now it's looking awesome. Okay, so our sidebar is done. If we will click it, it should log us out, and we can log back again with a different account. Let's try this time, and boom, here we go, we logged in as with Brave Coders this time. So that's all for the sidebar. Let's start working on the tag thingy first, which we so guys, our sidebar component is done, and the only thing which is remaining here is this tag thingy. So we don't have this tag in the session object, so we are going to modify the session object and add this tag thingy. We will also need to add @ here. Okay, so I'll go back to nextauth.js file, and in here I'm going to go take a callback. We can do callback like this. Okay, and inside here we will say async session, and we will take session and destructure session and token, and then we will say session dot user dot tag. So we are basically adding one more property to the session object, which is tag here, and the tag will be session dot user dot name. We are taking the name of the user and then splitting it according to a space, and then rejoining it without any space. We are taking first name and last name and then rejoining it, and after that we are doing two local lower case lowercase. So basically what we are doing here, that we are assigning tag a value of name. We are splitting first name and last name and then rejoining it without any space, and we are converting it to lowercase. And one more thing which we need to do, we will add session dot user dot uid. We will add a unique id for all user, which will be token dot sub. That's it, and then we will return session. And if we go back here and try to refresh, we are not getting this. tag here. So let's try closing the server and rerunning it. So actually we missed a S here, it's callbacks, not callback. Okay, now try to save this and try reloading. Now we can see we have this tag here, that is Abdul Mukid. This one is the tag, guys. Okay, so now it's working. Now let's go and work on our feed component. So for feed component, I'm going to go here and create a component called feed.js, and I will do RAFCE to create a React functional component. And now what I'm going to do is I will go here index.js, and inside here I will take a div with class name of flex and gap 6, and inside here I'm going to put feed component. I will auto import it. Okay, feed component is here. Now let's go back into feed and let's work on it. Now in here we need to initialize our Firebase project, which we already did. We need to visit firebase.com. Let's go and try reloading it. Looking good. We need Firestore actually, not. So I will go in project overview and cloud Firestore. I'll go here, and in here I will do create database and start in test mode. Okay, next, and just enable it. Okay, so it's here, and I'll go inside rules, and in here let it load first. It's looking okay to me, so let's just leave it and go back to the project overview. And now we will go in here web, which is, now we will go here inside web, get started, and inside web, and we are going to register our app. So I will name it Twitter and click on register. Now it's telling us we need to do npm install Firebase. So let's copy this and go back to VS Code, and let's open our terminal, and I will do npm install Firebase. Okay, so it's added. Now I will go back here, and I'm going to go and copy this part here. Actually, I'm going to copy the entire thing firstly, and then go back to the VS Code, and under root directory I'm going to create a new file called firebase.js, and in this file I'm going to paste it. And now we are going to import a bunch of stuff which I'm going to copy paste. So we will be needing this stuff, and then we will be needing this thing for Firebase to work. What is going on here is that we have a const app, and if get apps.length, if not get app.length, it means that if there's no length in get apps, then we will initialize our Firebase, or if it has any length, means it is already initialized, then we will just simply get our app instance. So this line will help us dealing with multiple instance of the Firebase. We are not going to initialize multiple instance of the Firebase. We will only initialize one instance, and if our instance is already there, it is not going to recreate the instance. So this is what it's doing. And then we have this db, which is get file store, and then we have a storage, which is get store, that is coming from this import, and this one is coming from this import, as you can see. And then we are exporting default app, and then we are exporting db and storage. So this is what we are doing in this file, and these credentials are important. Do not change this. Okay, so let's go back to our feed component, and in feed component we are going to import a couple of things from Firebase, and those are these: on snapshot, collection, query, and order by. So first of all, we will take a piece of state called const post, and then set post equals to use state. I'll auto import it from React package, and by default it will be an empty array. Then we will have use effect. Again we will import it from React package. Okay, and then we will do something like this: an arrow function, then on snapshot, and inside on snapshot we will do query, and inside query we will do collection. Our collection name, first of all we will give it a db instance, and then posts is our collection name. Okay, and then we will order it using timestamp, and in descending order. And now we will do get a snapshot, and then we will do set post and snapshot dot docs. Okay, this is how we will set our post. And now after here we will log post for now. Let's go back to our app and let's check the console log. So we have an array with 0 item. That's because we don't have anything in our Firebase. So this proves that everything is working. Our Firebase connection is working and we have an empty array, and we forgot to add the dependency in our use effect. That's why it's running always. So let's add the dependency in the use effect. So in use effect, after here we are going to do db as our dependency. Whenever the db changes, this use effect will rerun. Okay, so let's check this now. Okay, so it's not running always. Okay, this is working. And now let's go back to the feed component, and in here we are going to have some class name, a bunch of class name, which I'm again going to copy paste. These class name for the parent div, and then we will have another div here with this class. Okay, now we will do home, we will import this icon, and if I can just do one thing, I can keep it side by side so that you guys can see what I'm building. So our home and icon is here, as you can see. Now we will have one more component called input component. So I will just write input.js, and in input, firstly in feed we are going to import the input element. So after this div, input, and let's auto import it. It's not importing. Now we will have one more component called input component. So I'm going to create input.js and do RAFCE. Okay, and go back to my feed component, and outside this div I'm going to take input and auto import it. Okay, so go back to input component, and inside here what I'm gonna do is I'm just first gonna have some states. So I will be needing const loading is loading equals to use state and default value to false. Okay, now what I will do is I will take class name and start a backtick here because I need to have write some JavaScript logic inside here. So I will do empty 4 tx4, and then I will use a variable called loading which I have just created. If it's loading, then opacity opacity 60. So if loading is true, our opacity of this container div will be 60%. Then we will have a div with class name grid columns 48 pixel and 1 fr and gap 4. This is it. Now inside here we will have an image, user profile image. So I will take img src. Okay, and src equals to session dot user dot image, and I'm going to need this session also. So let's do const session use session imported from NextAuth. Okay, and we will have class name for image tag height of 12, width of 12 and rounded full. Object content. Okay, looking good. So now our image is here, as you can see. Okay, now we will add one more div, and this div will have a class width 90%, and we will add a text area here. Firstly with class name width 100%, bg transparent, outline none, text 20 pixel, Okay, then rows equals to 2, and placeholder what's happening. And value, it will be state again, input, and then on change we are basically binding our input, and on change we will do set input. We are going to create set input in a minute. Target dot value. Okay, looking good. This will be a self-closing tag. Set input e dot target dot value, and this one will be a self-closing tag, like so. Okay, now if we save this, okay, so we need to define input and set input. So let's do const input set input equals use state, and so our text area is here. We can write something and we can make it bigger if we want, and we can make it smaller also. Okay, so our text area is working. So you guys are seeing this flickering. When I reload this page, you can see this is flickering. For some second it's showing the login component, and then it's going back to the home component. So we will fix this in later. I will show you how to fix this, but for now let's keep working on this input component. Now we will have a we are going to create this. Let me show you. We are going to create this here. So for now, and this image is going to hold the image. So suppose I can take the image and then delete the image, so it's going to store it in a state. So we are going to add a state for this action, and that state is going to be called selected state. So we will be having a selected file state actually. So we will have this state selected file, and after the text area, but inside this div we are going to do something like selected file. If it's true, then we are going to do some stuff here. We are basically going to do this. I will tell you what I'm doing in here. here we have a div with relative and mb4, which is a parent div, and then we have an absolute div, and this absolute div will contain the cross icons. You see this icon here. If I just select a file, then you can see this cross icon. If I select this file, let me reload this app. If I select this file, then this cross icon, this is what we are making here. So if it's selected, then it's going to show this cross icon, otherwise it's not going to show the cross icon. And also it will show the image, selected image from the selected file. Okay, then after this, but inside this div we are going to say, if not loading, then we will take a div with class name flex, justify center, justify between, item center. Okay, and we will have another div with class name flex, gap of 4, and text 20 pixel, and text color hash 1D96BF0. hash 1D9B 96, not 9B. Okay, this is great. Now we will take a label and in HTML4 I will say file, and in here we are going to add an image, bg image, bs image, and auto import it from React icon package, cursor pointer. Now if we see, so we have this image here right now. Good, looking great. Now we will go outside and create an input of file type file, and id file. We don't need name, and by default it will be hidden. And on change it will say add image to post, and we have to define add image to post thingy. So let's go and define it. Go to the top, and in here I'm going to say const add image to post. It will take event, and it will take const reader equals to new file reader. Okay, we will take this. Then if event dot target dot file 0, if we have any file, then what we are going to do is we are going to take reader dot read as data URL. Okay, and then event dot target dot files 0, file first file. Okay, then we will do, after this if statement, we will do reader dot on load equals to reader event and set selected file to reader dot reader event dot target dot result. This function will basically allow our file to be added in here in this area. Okay, so let's go down, and if we will click this, it should open our file selector, and if we select a file, then it says AI outline is not defined. Okay, we need to import this first. This close icon is not defined, so we are going to do import it manually /AI. Okay, now let's try once more. Okay, so our file is here, guys. As you can see, our file is here, and we have this cross button as well. If we click on the cross button, the file will go. Okay, looking good, awesome. Let's keep working on this. So after this div, not after this div, I mean inside here, inside this input, we will have a div with a border the blue border color. Okay, and we will be having border rounded, height of 18 pixel, text 16 pixel, and grid place items center, and we will be having this icon here, AI outline GIF. As soon as I save it, it's here now, this icon. Now let's work on the next one. So outside this div, let's go and add other icons quickly. So these are the other icons. We need to import this icon as well. So I will quickly copy paste the import. Copy pasted all the imports. It should work now. Okay, so it's saying module not found, emoji mart slide data. We are going to use emoji mart library for our emojis here. If I can show you this icon, if you click it, it's opening an emoji panel here. This panel is coming from emoji mart library, and we are going to implement this library. So let's go and implement emoji mart library. So I will go open a new tab and search for emoji mart. And inside here we'll go to this npm and scroll down, scroll down, and then it says for React. We need to copy this thing and go back to our VS Code and install all these things. Okay, it's installed. Now go back here. It's still saying cannot find module emoji mart slash data. Let's install this particular emoji as well. Let's do npmi and do emoji mart slash data. It's installed. Let's try. Let's comment that part for now. I will see why it's not working. Maybe we should try rerunning our server. Maybe that's causing the issue. npm run dev. Let's check out packet.json if it's here or not. Emoji mart data is here, and emoji mart react is here, and emoji mart is here. Everything is installed. I don't know why it's not finding the module emoji mart. Maybe try removing this work. Okay, now it's working fine. Good. Now let's create this show emoji function. So after this div we will be having a button, tweet button actually. So let me copy paste it, and we need to define set post. Let's comment it for now. So our tweet button is here and it's actually disabled by default. If we will type something, then it will be disabled, it will be enabled, or if we will select any file, suppose an image, then it will be enabled. So if I type, it's enabled, and then if I remove, it's disabled. So it's working from here. Disabled equals to input.trim, and what trim does is trim delete the leading and trailing space from any string. So if I just write a space here, it's not going to be enabled. Even though we have many spaces, it's not going to be enabled because it's trimming the space. And if after trimming, if input has something, then it will be true, the condition will be true, and hence the button will be enabled. And if input has nothing, then it will be disabled, it will stay disabled. Same like that, if the selected file has something, then it will be enabled. If selected file has not something, then it will be disabled. So this is how our on click is working. And now we are going to create set post function. So for set post, I am going to go at the top, and in here we are going to do const send post equals to an arrow function. It's going to be an async function. First of all, we are going to check if loading. If it's loading, then we will return. We will do nothing, just return if loading is the thing. If it's not loading, then we will set loading to true. And here also I have to write set loading. Now we will do const doc ref equals to await add doc. We are adding a doc in our Firebase, and we will provide it a collection, then for database instance, then where to put the post inside post, and then we will be having a callback. We will be having an object to be saved. So we will saving an ID, and we will get it from session dot user dot id user.uid. We have created uid, guys. If you guys remember, if I can show you, inside the callback we have created this uid. So we are saving this uid here and calling it as id. Okay, then username session.user.name, then user image session dot user dot image, then we are going to do a tag session dot user dot tag, session dot user dot tag. Okay, then we will be having a text property, and this will be input, and then we will be having a timestamp, and this will be just server timestamp from Firebase. Evoke this function. Okay, after creating this doc ref, we are going to create image ref. Suppose if anyone is uploading the image, then we will need this image ref, and this ref will take storage, then it will go inside post folder, and then inside the id, so doc ref dot id, inside document id, then inside images, then inside image. Okay, and if selected file, if file is selected, then we are going to do what? We are going to upload the file. So await upload string, and this is going to take storage reference, which is image ref here, in our case image ref. Okay, and then selected file, and then it will take data URL. Now it will take dot then and async function. Now it will do const. After uploading our image, we are going to take download URL of the image, URL, and we will await for get download URL from of image ref, and once it's done, we are going to await for update. We will update the doc with the image URL, the previous doc which we have created. I know it's confusing, little bit confusing. I will try to explain it more once we done doing this. I will explain you what is going on in here, so don't worry. And this time object will be image and download URL. So that's it for the send post function. So now our post should be working. Let's try test this out. Module not found, cannot resolve v8. Let's reload this page. Okay, so we are here and let's go back to the Firebase and let's close this here and Firestore database. Let's go in here and wait for here. Wait here and let's go Firebase testing and let's tweak this. And let's check in the Firebase. Let's refresh. So we have a post here and inside the post we have some ID and inside the ID we have the object with the actual text testing, as you guys can see here. So it's working guys, our Firebase is working and our send post functionality is working. Okay, so if we go back here, let's go and now work. After this, after the post is sent, what we have to do is we have to reset the text field and set loading to false and then reset the text field and reset the selected false, set show emoji to false. Okay, so let's try one more time, second try and tweet and set emoji is not defined. Okay, no, don't worry, we are going to define it, but it's working now. As you can see, the text area is cleared and as well as these things appear again. So we should have two posts now. Yeah, we have two posts. Second try, this one is here also. Okay, so let's go and start working on the emoji picker. If we click on this, it should show emoji picker, but it's not showing currently because we have not configured it yet. So let's go and do the emoji picker thingy. So let's go down and after these brackets we are going to open show emoji. It's again going to be a piece of a state, and if it's true then we are going to do this. So we have a parent div with absolute positioning and we have a margin top of 10 pixel, margin left of negative 40 pixels and max width of 320 pixels and rounded 20 pixel, and we have this picker which comes from emoji mart, and on emoji select we are calling a function called add emoji. Let's comment this out for now and let's go and create this show emoji state. Show emoji, set show emoji to false. And now if I click here, set show emoji is not defined. Okay, we need an S here. We need S here as well. Okay, now it should open our emoji picker. Okay, so great, our emoji picker is here. So if we click on it, nothing is going to happen because we need to implement this add emoji function. So add emoji function is a little bit hard actually. So let's see what I can do. This function I got it from internet. What it's going to do is it's going to mix our emoji with our text, and it's doing a lot of cool stuff, like say it's splitting, and then it has some code array, and then for each array it's pushing 0x plus element and then string from actually I don't really understand this code a lot, but it's just working guys, so I will recommend you to use this code as it will work. If I will just save this and then click on the emoji, then start working. It's working, you can see it's working. So our emoji picker is also working. So that's all for the input component. Now we will go back to the feed component, and we will take use of this post. If I just console log, I'm already doing console log, so if I just open my console, then you will say we have two array guys, we have two array because we have two things in our Firebase database. So you can see here we have two arrays. Now we can use this array to print the value on the screen now we can use this array to print it as a post. So let's go and do this. So inside feed, down here I'm going to do post dot map for each post. For each post, what I want is I want to return a post component with key as post.id, okay, and with id as an id props with post.id and post props with post.data, and I will close this and we will create this post component. Post.js, okay, I'll quickly do rafce, okay, go back to the feed component and import our post. So inside post Inside our post we will accept id as well as post, and we will be having some state, and we also need our context API. So you can see two posts. Currently we have two posts because we have two posts in our database, in our Firestore database, so that's why it's rendering two times. So let's first work on the context API, then we will work on this post thingy. So for context API we are going to create a folder called context, and inside here I'm going to keep one global context for everything. I'm not going to create multiple contexts in this tutorial, so I will do app context.js. This will be a global context, and I'm going to use it same thing like if you know use state, it's going to be same concept we are going to be using here also. So no need to be worried, just keep following the video. Export const, and I will do app context, okay, equals to create context from React. We are going to import it. Okay, now export const app context provider equals to props, and in here we will do const app context set app context equals to use state, and we will do an empty object for now, and we will do return. We will return app context dot provider with a value app context set app context. Okay, and here we can do props.children. Okay, so this will be our context, and now we will go to the app.js, and in app.js we need to wrap the whole app with app context provider. So we are going to do something like this. Inside here I'm going to do app context provider, import it, and just wrap this up. Wrap with app context provider, and nothing else. This is okay. Now go back to the feed component, not feed, actually we were in the post component. Okay, so post component, okay, in post component, what we will be having, a div, okay, with class name of empty4, border top, border gray 500. Okay, so we can see two borders right now, px4, pt6, tb4, cursor pointer, and we will have on click. And inside this on click, what we are going to do is we are going to take the router from next, and we are going to push router dot push, and we will go to a specific id slash, then we will use id which is passed as props. Okay, so we are using router, so we will need to use router const router equals use router from next package. Okay, this looks awesome. Now we will go here and we'll be having an image, so take img src, and src will be post dot post user image, class name height of 12, width of 12, rounded full, and object cover. Looking awesome. Now let's go back and in here take another div, let's log this post thingy and see what we have. So I will do console log post and let's see what we get. So we have something called data, and if we will log post.user image, then what we will get, let's see. It's getting undefined. Okay, let me see what's going wrong here. Inside feed we have post.data. We are sending post something called post.data. So if we will log this thing, then what we will get? We are logging post actually, and this is the first post, like say, and inside here we are calling post.data, something like post.data. So let's not worry about it too much. Let's keep working on our post component and then we will see what we can do. So let's go back and we will have one div here. We have this div. Okay, this div will contain block, and then we will do on sm it will be flex. Okay, gap of 1. Okay, font medium, and we are going to say some stuff here. So we don't have movement right now, so let's comment this line. For some reason post is undefined in this case. It's not giving us the value which is required. Okay, so let me see what is going on here. Okay, so this was the issue. It's post with an s, and we are saying post here, so that's why. No, it's post here, post dot map, post with a single post. Post dot data, we have to evoke it. I forgot to evoke this thingy, so let's evoke this now. Now save, and boom, here we go guys. Now it's coming with the data which we need. Okay, so now go back to the post component, and let's install movement now. So movement, for movement we need to install react movement, something called react movement. So let's go back into the terminal and install npm i react movement. React movement is a library for managing the timestamp, guys. It will show us how much time it's passed from since the post was posted or something like that. So we will uncomment this, and we need to import movement. Movement from react movement, and hit OK, and here we go. 31 minutes ago, something like that, it's going to show us. If we click on the post, it's going to redirect us to this route which is actually not created yet. That's why it's showing the error. Okay, so let's work on the post now, post component now. we missed some styling here, so let's quickly get this, and the ending div will be here. Okay, so now it's looking awesome. Now after this we are going to have after two divs. Okay, so after two divs we will be having post text and post image. If we have image, then it will show. If we don't have, it will not show. We are doing optional chaining here, so second try and then testing, the post text is visible here, as you can see. Now what we will do is we will create this section, guys. We will create this section, create this section, this here. So let's try to make this section. This is really easy, and all we have to do is after this image tag we are going to copy paste this. So after this image tag, let's see, after this image tag we have flex and justify content between and text of 20 pixel and empty 4 and width 80%, and we have this flex gap on item center, and we have a chat icon which will be, if we will click this, it will open model which we don't have right now. So let's comment it, and comment dot length, let's comment this line as well. And if we will have session.uid is equals to post.uid, this is for showing the trash icon and retweet icon. If the post id is equal to the user login id, in this case you can see this is showing the trash icon here, because I have logged in with Brave Coders account, and this post is done by Brave Coders, so it's showing the trash icon, and for this post it's showing the retweet icon because it's not logged in as a it's the different account post, it's not the same. So that is what we are doing here, and inside here then we are going to get likes and number of likes count, and we are fetching the likes and dislike and comment thingy. So let's go and fetch these things. We will use effect for this. So let's fetch the like thingy first. We will be having some piece of state, so which I am going to copy paste. Okay, so this state for like and setting likes, and this state is for if a post is liked by the user. Suppose if it is liked, then it's true. This case it's true, and this case it's false. Okay, then we have this comment and then set comment, and then we have the session, use session. We need to import this from use session hook. Okay, and then we have router, and then we have app context, which we again need to import. App context, use context, we need to import this first, then we need to import app context. App context. Okay, Okay, use state is not defined. Let's import it. Okay, so bs chat is not defined. Let's do bs chat, import it, and f8 tweet. I cannot auto import it. I can do this one, and AI heart fill, auto import, and auto import, and auto import. In this one I was unable to auto import. Fa retweet. So let's go and import it manually. Okay, let's save and hope for the best. Let's reload this page. Okay, so our stuffs are here. So let's make this like function. Let's make this like functionality first. So for like functionality, we will create a function called like post. Const like post equals to arrow function, and we are going to check if liked. If it is already liked, then we need to do dislike. If it is liked, okay, then we will do await delete doc from Firestore, import it from Firestore, then doc again imported from Firestore, then db get it from Firebase, okay, post, then we will have id, then we will have likes, and session dot user dot uid, and this function will be async. And if it's not the case, if it is not liked, then we are going to do await set doc then do give db reference and posts, and then id, then likes, then session dot user dot uid. Okay, looking great. And then we will set user name to session dot user dot name. Okay, so this is how our like functionality is going to work. If I try to like this second post, let's see what happens in our Firebase. Second post, and we have a likes, and inside this like collection we have this user id, and inside this user id we have this username. So our like functionality is working. Now we are going to fetch the likes, fetch the like. Okay, so if it is liked, it's going to show one here, and stuff like that, which we are doing. We are actually doing it here. If liked, then we are going to show fill heart fill, okay, means field icon. And if it's not liked, then we are going to show outline icon. And if it is liked, then we are going to show the number of likes. If here likes dot length. Okay, so let's fetch the likes. So we will use effect, import it from React. On a snapshot collection db post, then id, then likes, then a snapshot, set likes snapshot dot docs. Okay, and this will be dependent on two stuff, that is id db and then id. Okay, as soon as I save it, nothing is going to happen. Okay, so we need to make it post. Okay, so we can see one like here. So now we need to make the functionality of if it is liked by us or not. So for that we are going to do use effect, set liked, and we are going to do likes dot find index like, okay, single like dot id. If like id is equal to session dot user dot uid not equal to -1. Okay, this will depend on likes. I think I missed something here, so let's make it simple, guys. Let's really make it simple. Let's cut this out and let's delete everything and write use effect, something like that, and an arrow function, and go here. And inside here we will be dependent on likes and set likes set like equal to like dot find index. Okay, like. Okay, this should work now. So here we can see this icon. If I can dislike it, I can re-like it, and I can rewrite the second post also. So our like functionality is working. Let's work on the delete functionality now. So delete functionality. For that we are already doing this here in the delete bean icon. You can see on click we have event.stop propagation. We are doing this because we have an event. If we click on this post, it's going to be open a post detail page, something like that. So if we click on this one, it should prevent stop the propagation, because if it won't stop, it will just redirect to the other page, that is actually that is detail page, to detail page. Okay, so stop propagation is done in here also, and it will be done in here as well, so that we don't land into the different page. So if I click this, should delete the post. If I click it, deleted, is deleted. If I reload, then also you can see only one post. So our delete functionality is working, our like functionality is working. Let's work on the comment functionality now. So for comment functionality, we need to implement. For comment functionality, we have to create model. So let's go and create our model first. So I will write. So for our model, I'm quickly going to do RAFCE. Okay, and in here I'm going to paste the entire model which I have. Let's paste it. Let's go back to the index.js. And in index.js we are going to open the model if its state is open. So we will be checking for a condition, that is app context import app context. Okay, we are going to do const, we are going to use our app context API. App context equals to use context app context. Okay, this one here. And now we are going to check for a condition. If it has is model open true, then we are going to render our model component. Okay, so now we will go back to the post.js file and let's implement this open model thing. We will create a function called open model. Const open model. Okay, we will use set app context here, set app context. Okay, and we will first of all spread all the app context so that we don't lose any state, and after that is model open, set it to true, and we will get post as well as post id. Okay, we will do this and let's try to open the model. It's not working. Open model. Is model open true, and inside here, inside index.js, we have app context. We need this one here, app context. Okay, so it's saying close model is not defined inside the model.js. Okay, so let's go back in the model.js file, model.js. Let's define close model. Close model equals to an arrow function, and we will again use app context. So I will do const app context set app context equals to use context, and I provide app context, and then I can just easily write set app context equals to spread everything from app context, and then set is model open to false. Okay, let's test this out. Okay, so md close is not defined, it's an icon, we need to import it. Okay, so I have to manually import it. Import from React icons md. Okay, let's try. Post.image. Okay, so we have to destructure. We can take const post equals to app context dot post. Import moment from React moment. Use session. Okay, import use session hook from React from NextAuth. Okay, now input const input set input equals use state. VS image is not defined. Okay, let's see where it is. Okay, let's try to import it. Okay, imported, done. Importing. Importing. Okay, imported a bunch of icons. Let's try this time. Send comment is not defined. Okay, let's comment this out for now. Okay, so this is working, guys. This is our model. So send comment is not going to work because we have not implemented it yet. So let's implement send comment functionality so that we can comment our tweets, so that we can reply our tweet. So let's go down and take this const send comment equals to it's going to be async and await. Prevent default. Okay, await add doc collection, then db, then post, then app context dot post id, then comments. Okay, and this is what we are going to send to the Firebase. So first of all, comment which will come from input. Then we will have username, session dot user dot name. Okay, then we will have tag, we will have tag and user image and server timestamp. This functionality we will have. And after sending the comment, we will do some stuff. After it's done, we will close the model and we'll set input to nothing, and we will go back to that post ID page, that is comment detail page, which we have not created yet. So it's going to throw an error, so that's why I'm commenting this line for now. Let's try to make a comment. Try comment. Okay, it's saying db is not defined. Okay, so we have to import db from Firebase. Okay, so try comment, and server timestamp is not defined. Okay, so we will import it also. Let's see this time, and boom. Let's check our Firebase if it has anything like comment. This post, and we have this comment, and this comment will have this ID, and this comment is try comment, the text which we have written here. So our comment functionality is also working, our reply functionality is also working. So let's try to fetch the reply and show it on the console, show it on the post page. So let's do that thing first. So it has one comment, but it's not showing one here. It's we need to we need to fetch the comments on the post page as well. So on the post page, just like we are fetching likes, same way we need to fetch the comments. We will create a use effect. So it will be something like this. We will have a use effect, and then we have on a snapshot, and then we have a query, then we have collection of post, and then we will pass db instance, and then post, then id, and then comments, and order by timestamp descending, and then a snapshot, and then set comment, which is here, set comments, and snapshot.docs, and it will be dependent on idb and id. As soon as I save it, it's saying query is not defined, so we have to import query from Firestore. Order by is not defined. Okay, so we have to import order by from Firestore, and we can see one here. So if we click it, it's open our model. So if we will click on this post, it's going to throw us an error 404 page not found. So now we are going to create this page, and this will be the going to be the detailed page of the comment. So we can do comment, but we cannot see what comment is done actually. So for that we are going to create a separate page, and that page will show the details of the tweet. Okay, so let's work on that page. So for that we are going to go into the pages folder, and inside the pages folder I am going to create a new file, and this file is going to be a special file, guys. This it will start with square brackets, and I'm going to say id. This is a wildcard. And this file is going to be same as let's do RAFC. This file is going to be same as our index.js file, mostly our index.js file. I'm going to rename this file to let's do RAFCE. Okay, so post page, we will have a head tag, and we need to import it from next/head. Okay, and I will going to write reply, tweet reply. Tweet reply page. Okay, so we will be having a main component here, and inside this main component we will have class name, relative, max weight of 1400 pixel, mx auto, and we will be having our sidebar here. If we visit this page, then it's not going to show us any error. It's going to show us our sidebar. Okay, so our sidebar is here. Let's keep working on this. We are going to create a trending page, trending thingy, guys. See this stuff. I mean, this is our trending things. We are going to create this now. Let's go and create this trending thingy. Trending.js, and I'm quickly going to copy paste this because I don't want to spend a lot of time explaining you guys that what is going on. We also need trending list component as well, so let's go and create this component too. Trending list component.js, and again I'm going to copy paste all the styles in here because this is a static page, nothing dynamic is going on in here. Okay, so let's go back to the index.js and add our trending thingy here. And if we go back to our home page, localhost 3000, we should see our trending page. We should see our trending component. Okay, so it's here, our trending component, and we have the image missing, which you guys can just copy paste from anywhere and use some URL or do anything. Okay, I'm not going to fix this one. Okay, so let's go back to the detail page or tweet reply page, and in tweet reply page we are going to have this trending thingy. We will have a div here, and this div will be of class name flex gap 6. We'll create a single post component, and we will do same stuff like the before. We will be using this, and we need this, and we will go back id page. We will be needing this, okay. We have to create single post component. And single post component will look like this. I'm quickly going to demonstrate you guys what is going on in here. So first of all, we have post and then set post as in use state, and then we have a router, and then we have id, and then we have comment and set comment. So this is going, what we are going to use effect is that we are going to the collection of post, and then with id, and then inside the comments we are ordering the comments descending order, means newest comment first. So newest comments first is going to be returned from this to the snapshot, and in a snapshot we are setting the comments to the set comments as snapshot.docs, and in here we are doing comments dot length. If comment length is greater than 0, that is we have some comments, so we are going to render a comment component which we are again going to create it. and comment component will be an easy component, not going to be hard. Comment.js, and inside here I'm going to copy paste comment component. I don't want to waste a lot of time explaining writing these C classes, bunch of utility classes. I'm just going to explain it to you. So comment component will receive comment props, and this comment props is going to have user image, and then user name, user tag, and then timestamp, then user comment, and that's all. So if we will refresh this, single post is not defined. Okay, so we will go back to the ID page, and single post we will import it. Okay, now what is going on? Session.user, if I click here, it's working now. It's working now, guys. See, the comment is actually here, and we can add more comments. So model is not defined. Okay, so we have to import model in the ID page. Okay, so we will go back in the ID page. We have to import model. Okay, looks good. And then let's add one more to it. So this tweet is also here. Let's add the comment, some comment. Okay, and if you will click this, it should redirect us to the comment page, and we have this comment here, guys. So this is all for this video. Not all, actually. We have to deploy it to the Vercel, so we are going to do the deployment process now. So for that, let's go to the GitHub, and create a new repository, and I'm going to name it Twitter-YT, and I'll create private one, and I'll just upload the existing file. So these are the files. Just don't upload these two files, and that's it. Drag and drop. Okay, let's do commit changes and processing your files. Looking good. It's done. Now go to Vercel, add new project from GitHub, Twitter YT. Let's import this one, and inside this environment variable, we are going to add our environment variables. So let's open env.local file. So we have, first of all, we have Google client ID, We will add this. Google client secret. We will add this one here, and NextAuth secret. We will also be needing NextAuth URL. So let's add NextAuth URL as well. For now, add it to localhost 3000. We need to change it once the Vercel deploys our website, and it's give us a URL. If we are going to change it there, and then click on deploy. And while it's deploying, let's go to Google Cloud Console. It's already open here. Vercel is building. Okay, so build completed, and here we go, guys. It's saying congratulations, and it's not going to work right now. I'm going to show you why it's not going to work. Okay, so this is the URL, and if we click on this sign in with your Google, it's going to show us an error, and it's showing error that it has an invalid request. So we will go back here, and we'll go back to Google Cloud Console, and inside credentials we will go back to our client OAuth ID, and in OAuth ID we are going to add this URL which Vercel has given us. This URL without a forward slash, and inside here again this URL, not this one, this URL with API/auth/Google. Just save it, and now we can log in from here. And now let's select this account, and now we have to change environment variable for next auth URL. So we'll copy this URL again and go back to Vercel. In the setting, in environment variables, I'm going to go to NextAuth URL, edit, and paste this URL without forward slash, and just save. And you have to come to deployment, and you have to redeploy. Now it's redeploying on Vercel, installing dependencies. Okay, okay, dependencies installed, creating an optimized production build, looking good. Okay, build completed in Vercel, output 44 seconds. Okay, populating build cache. Okay, I think it's completed now. So let's go back and try reload, and boom, we are here, guys. So that's all for this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you like, please like the video and subscribe to the channel and support the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll meet you in the next one.